Chosen ones. If your heart is beating a little faster right now as you hear this, then listen very carefully. Have you been feeling an unexplained unease lately? Relationships you thought were rock solid are suddenly cracking. Words of love that used to feel genuine now sound forced and hollow. And deep down, you know something's off, like certain people around you have been secretly working against you, even praying against the good things God is bringing into your life. If you're nodding right now, then this is the moment God is opening your spiritual eyes. He has just exposed every person who has quietly made covenants in the dark to oppose the great destiny He has written for you. You didn't click on this video by chance. This is an urgent warning straight from heaven. God will never let His children walk into harm without acting. Right now, He is uncovering every hidden plot, every jealousy that turned into silent curses, every secret alliance formed to pull you down and block you from stepping into the massive season of blessing He promised you long ago. Don't look away from this video. Today we're going to uncover why God chose this exact moment to expose them, the unmistakable signs that prove you are under His powerful protection like never before, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to completely break free from their influence and walk boldly into the destiny He has prepared. If these words are hitting deep in your soul, giving you chills because you see yourself in this, then type "God is always with me" in the comments below to declare His presence and protection. Drop a heart or like this video if this message is opening your eyes, and hit subscribe so we can receive the next part together. We are stepping into true freedom and victory. What you are experiencing, dear soul, transcends mere individual animosity or a fleeting disagreement. This is not simply personal hatred directed at you. It is a far more complex and insidious phenomenon. It is the palpable manifestation of a unity forged by the weak, a silent, wordless agreement among those who feel diminished by your light and intimidated by your potential. Their pact, though unspoken, is profound in its intent to collectively conspire and construct invisible barriers, an intricate web designed to stifle your progress and relentlessly hold back your inevitable advancement. This is a battle not just against individuals, but against a collective spirit of inadequacy that perceives your blossoming as a threat to their own fragile equilibrium. They gather not out of strength, but out of a shared vulnerability, seeking solace in power, in numbers, to confront what they cannot overcome individually. Their aim is to create a gravitational pull of mediocrity, hoping to keep you anchored to their level, fearful of the altitude you are destined to reach. Recognize this for what it truly is, a desperate alliance born of insecurity, attempting to dim a brilliance they cannot comprehend or replicate, a collective shadow cast by those who refuse to step into their own light. Indeed, this isn't a new script. It is a timeless narrative playing out once more in your life, echoing ancient truths. The sacred texts bear witness to such congregations of opposition, serving as a powerful reminder of the spiritual dimension of your struggle. The book of Psalms, specifically chapter 2, verse 2, speaks profoundly to this very experience, declaring that the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against His anointed. In this profound spiritual context, you are that anointed one chosen and set apart, bearing a divine purpose that naturally attracts both blessings and opposition. Their collective counsel, their plotting and scheming, is not merely against you as an individual, but against the very essence of the divine anointing upon your life. This understanding brings a comforting weight to your situation, elevating it beyond trivial human squabbles and placing it firmly within a sacred framework. It confirms that the intensity of the resistance you face is often a direct measure of the magnitude of your calling. You are not alone in this. You walk a path walked by many before you, protected by the very hand that anointed you. In their limited understanding, they cling to the fallacy that sheer volume can transmute falsehood into truth. They meticulously gather whispering and fabricating narratives, believing that if enough voices articulate an untruth, it will somehow gain substance and become an undeniable reality in the eyes of the world. They immerse themselves in the delusion that a chorus of condemnation can somehow eclipse the solitary, resonant voice of divine truth within you. Yet in their myopic focus on numerical strength, they utterly forget a fundamental, immutable spiritual law. One with God is always unequivocally a majority. Their collective murmurs, their intricate tapestry of lies, holds no power against the singular, unwavering presence of the Almighty by your side. While they count heads, the heavens count hearts, and your alliance with the Creator far outweighs in an earthly coalition formed against you. Their efforts to build a consensus of calumny are ultimately futile, for the foundation of their campaign is built on sand destined to crumble when confronted by the bedrock of divine truth that upholds and fortifies you. Much like an ancient, insidious photo ritual, where images are used to cast a spell or undermine a person's vitality, their strategy is to attack your honor and defile your image in the fertile soil of others' minds. They aim to distort your reflection, planting seeds of doubt and suspicion in the hearts of those around you, hoping that these perceived blemishes will alienate you. This isn't a direct physical assault, but a more subtle psychological warfare designed to strip you of your reputation, erode your social standing, and ultimately to isolate you. They meticulously craft false narratives, circulate rumors, and insinuate insidious untruths, all with the calculated intent of severing your connections, making you appear unworthy or untrustworthy. Their goal is to make you a solitary figure, detached and disconnected, thereby diminishing your influence and rendering you vulnerable. They seek to paint a picture of you that does not exist, hoping that the collective belief in their manufactured image will become your prison, trapping you in a lonely existence far from your rightful place. Understand the true insidious objective of this pact, for it extends far beyond mere social ostracism. Their goal is not to kill you physically. Such crude methods would be too overt and would only martyr your cause. Instead, their ultimate aim is far more subtle and devastating. It is an assassination of your very identity, a calculated attempt to dismantle your self-belief, dismantle your confidence, and erase the authentic essence of who you are. They bombard you with negativity, criticism, and fabricated narratives, not to harm your body, but to sow such profound seeds of doubt within your spirit that you begin to question your inherent worth, your gifts, and your divine purpose. Their fervent desire is to push you to the brink of self-abandonment, compelling you to willingly forsake the destiny intricately woven for you by the divine. This is a battle for your soul, a psychological and spiritual siege designed to make you relinquish your crown before you even realize you were destined to wear it, leaving you adrift and disconnected from the powerful, purposeful being you truly are. Even as they meticulously plot your downfall, attempting to assassinate your identity and sever you from your sacred purpose, understand that their very unity is a profound deception, a fragile facade that masks an inherent weakness. They believe that by gathering their collective malice, they forge an impenetrable fortress, a shield against divine retribution. Yet the ancient wisdom of the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21, declares a truth that will pierce through their illusion. Though they join forces, the wicked will not go unpunished. Their desperate association is not a fortress built for protection, but rather a chain binding them irrevocably to a common sentence of consequences and judgment. This shared malevolence, far from providing safety, creates a shared vulnerability, marking them together for the divine reckoning that inevitably awaits. For in their conspiratorial huddle, they do not find strength, but rather a mutual entanglement in a web of deceit that will ultimately ensnare them all. Each whispered slander, each hidden scheme, each act of betrayal weaves a stronger strand in the very chain that will bind them to their collective fate, a testament to the unyielding justice of the universe. Their unity is a testament not to power, but to shared fear and spiritual poverty, a desperate attempt to dim the light they cannot comprehend or possess. For a significant span, the heavens have observed in profound silence, not out of indifference, but with a divine patience that is both strategic and purposeful. God has allowed their machinations to unfold, granting them the space to fully reveal the depths of their true nature, to expose every hidden motive and malicious intent. This period of quiet observation was a crucible permitting their cup of iniquity to gradually fill, waiting for it to overflow before the time for intervention arrived. It is a testament to divine justice, ensuring that when action is taken, it is based on undeniable evidence of their transgressions, leaving no room for doubt or denial. Each act of cruelty, each whisper of slander, each attempt to undermine your spirit has been meticulously recorded in the divine ledger. God's silence was a necessary stage for their self-incrimination, allowing the full measure of their darkness to manifest, creating an indisputable record of their choices. This seemingly passive waiting was in fact an active process of divine accounting, preparing the perfect moment for righteous judgment, ensuring that their eventual comeuppance is not only inevitable, but unequivocally just. Now, as their cup of iniquity reaches its brim, the era of concealment draws to a close, and the dawn of revelation breaks forth with undeniable brilliance. The profound truth uttered in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 8, verse 7, resonates with prophetic power, declaring that for nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light. The time for shadows and whispers, for clandestine plots and veiled attacks, has unequivocally ended. Every hidden agenda, every surreptitious action, every carefully constructed lie is now destined to be exposed, brought into the full glare of divine illumination. The darkness they sought to cloak you in will now illuminate their own transgressions, turning their intended weapon against them. This is not a matter of human effort or strategic unveiling. It is a divine decree. The universe itself is conspiring to bring forth the truth, making manifest what was once concealed, ensuring that all that was hidden in the murky depths of malice will now be known and understood by all, vindicating your spirit and exposing their true colors. In their misplaced confidence and escalating hubris, they began to make critical errors, mistaking God's patience for approval or indifference. They grew careless, allowing their guard to drop, and started speaking too loudly, letting slip the very truths they sought to bury. Traces of their malevolence began to appear through unguarded messages, telling glances and casual remarks that spoke volumes to discerning spirits. This arrogance, born from a temporary sense of impunity, became the very spotlight God chose to turn on them. It is not a dramatic lightning bolt from heaven, but a subtle yet potent divine strategy using their own overconfidence and indiscretion as the instrument of their exposure. They believed themselves clever and invisible, operating in the shadows, but their inflated egos blinded them to the signs they were leaving behind. Each careless word, each dismissive gesture, each knowing look between them became a thread, weaving a tapestry of evidence that will ultimately unravel their entire deceitful scheme. Their self-assuredness, meant to solidify their power, is in fact the mechanism by which their hidden agendas are brought into the stark, unforgiving light of day, revealing their true nature to all who have eyes to see. As these hidden truths are revealed, understand that this is not merely an unveiling of darkness, but a profound cleansing, paving the way for your next season. You are in fact entering the greatest harvest season of your life, a period of unparalleled favor, abundance, and spiritual fruitfulness. To safeguard this sacred phase, God is actively and lovingly forced to remove the little foxes of hypocrisy so they do not destroy your vineyard. To further equip you for this momentous season, God has been communicating directly with your spirit, providing irrefutable evidence of the treachery unfolding around you. These aren't merely subconscious wanderings or fleeting images, but direct communications from the divine spiritual receipts sent to confirm and warn you, allowing your inner knowing to align with divine truth. You have likely received dreams of them turning their backs, a stark symbol of disloyalty and abandonment. Visions of them holding knives, representing hidden malice and the intent to wound. Or perhaps even seen them falling, signifying their impending downfall and loss of influence. These are not coincidences, but divine intelligence, encrypted messages from the spirit realm, validating the turmoil you may have instinctively felt. They serve as divine confirmation, tangible proofs that what your spirit perceived in the waking world was indeed real, empowering you with a profound certainty that you are not imagining the resistance you face. These dream receipts are God's way of unveiling the unseen, preparing your heart and fortifying your resolve, ensuring that when the full truth comes to light, you will stand firm, unshaken by the revelations, for you have already been divinely forewarned and forearmed. They are a profound testament to God's intimate care and proactive protection, an assurance that He is always one step ahead, revealing the enemy's schemes before they can fully manifest their harm, guiding you through the intricate pathways of spiritual warfare with wisdom and grace. And as these spiritual insights arm you with understanding and certainty, God's intervention doesn't stop at personal revelation. It initiates a profound unraveling within their very midst. When the creator of the universe steps in to defend his anointed, he does so with a power that transcends human comprehension, manifesting a celestial strategy reminiscent of the Tower of Babel effect. What once bound them together, their shared malice, their wordless agreement to collectively hold back your advancement, will begin to fracture from within as their unity crumbles under divine pressure. Their language, once synchronized in whispers of conspiracy and slander, will become confused, heading to misunderstandings, suspicion, and a pervasive paranoia that turns them against each other. The very architects of your discomfort will find their foundation eroded, their harmonious plot replaced by discord and mistrust. Those who once agreed to harm you, united by a common enemy, will now turn to suspect and bite one another, their individual fears and insecurities amplified by the chaotic energy God has introduced into their alliance. This internal strife is not your doing, but a direct consequence of divine justice at work, dismantling their fortress of deceit brick by brick, exposing their fragile loyalty to one another as merely a temporary convenience forged in darkness. The very bonds they believed made them strong will become the chains that bind them to mutual recrimination and bitter rivalry, setting the stage for their own self-destruction. This internal chaos, born from divine intervention, is further exacerbated by an unexpected catalyst: your unwavering peace and undeniable advancement. As their world descends into confusion and mutual blame, your continued flourishing becomes a jarring shock to their entire system, an unbearable affront to their carefully constructed narrative of your downfall. They had anticipated your collapse, eagerly awaiting the moment you would succumb to their collective pressure and abandon your path. Instead, they witness your serene progression, your spiritual growth, and the undeniable blessings that begin to manifest in your life, even amidst their most strenuous efforts to impede you. This profound contrast between their spiraling disarray and your rising trajectory ignites a fresh wave of frustration and resentment within their ranks. They cannot reconcile your peace with their projected image of your despair, nor your advancement with their expectations of your stagnation. This cognitive dissonance morphs into a bitter blame game as they scramble to find fault among themselves for the failed plan, pointing fingers and accusing each other of incompetence, betrayal, or insufficient effort. The very sight of your undisturbed spirit and blossoming destiny serves as a potent mirror, reflecting back to them the utter futility of their machinations and the colossal failure of their malevolent pact. Your calm strength, far from being a weakness they could exploit, becomes the very force that exposes their fragility and dismantles their illusion of control, deepening their internal schism and ensuring their unity unravels completely. As their internal blame games escalate and their unity dissolves into bitter recrimination, understand that divine justice is meticulous, a force far more potent than any human machination or petty curse. Every ill wish, every malicious word, every dark intention they hurled in your direction was not absorbed, but rather met by an impenetrable spiritual defense, your shield of faith. This divine armor, forged in unwavering trust, and sustained by the power of the Almighty rendered their attacks utterly impotent. Like arrows hitting an impervious wall, their curses did not merely dissipate, they were transmuted and redirected. With 7 times the power, these malevolent energies are now bouncing back at them, not as a random act of fate, but as a meticulously orchestrated karmic boomerang. This is not merely a metaphor, it is a spiritual law activated by the very intent of their wickedness. They will begin to experience the very discomfort, confusion, and distress they sought to inflict upon you, but amplified and intensified, tailored to their own specific vulnerabilities. The emotional turmoil, the financial setbacks, the relational discord they wished upon you will become their own bitter portion, a harvest sown from the seeds of their envy and malice. This divine reversal is not for your vengeance, but for God's vindication, demonstrating that no weapon formed against His anointed shall prosper, and that the spiritual laws of cause and effect are immutable, ensuring that every act of wickedness ultimately returns to its source, demanding a reckoning. This profound unraveling of their unity and the amplified return of their own curses inevitably paves the way for a most potent form of revelation, the truth emerging from within their fractured ranks. In the midst of their escalating suspicion and the crushing weight of their self-inflicted consequences, there will inevitably be a breach. A person within that group, perhaps driven by guilt, fear, desperation, or even a misguided attempt at self-preservation, will unintentionally or intentionally reveal the truth to you. This is a divine mandate, fulfilling the promise that all that is hidden shall be made manifest, and it will come from their own mouths, a raw and undeniable betrayal within the ranks. It might be a whispered confession, a carelessly discarded message, a moment of weakness, or even a calculated defection, driven by the sheer terror of divine retribution. This internal informant will not merely confirm your suspicions, they will lay bare the intricate web of lies, the specific plans, and the true motivations behind their collective campaign against you. This revelation, originating from the very heart of their conspiracy, will be irrefutable, validating every instinct, every prayer, and every dream God has sent your way. It is a testament to the fact that when God steps in, He dismantles the enemy's strategies from the inside out, using their own fracturing loyalty as the instrument of their exposure, ensuring that the truth in its purest form will finally set you free and definitively expose their deceit to all. Indeed, as the truth unravels and their deceit stands exposed to all, a more profound and tormenting consequence begins to grip them, an internal disquiet that no amount of pretense can conceal. The very act of their plotting, once a source of perverse satisfaction, now turns to ash in their mouths, robbing them of the peace they sought to deny you. The sacred scriptures offer a poignant reflection on this suffering, reminding us in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 16, "For they do not sleep unless they have done evil." This verse, once a descriptor of their relentless pursuit of malice, now echoes with a tragic irony. For now, even having done their evil, even as their machinations come to light, they cannot find repose. Their nights are no longer filled with the dark exhilaration of conspiracy, but with a crushing terror that strikes in the profound silence of 3 a.m. This is not merely guilt. It is a spiritual tremor, an undeniable reverberation of divine judgment as the shadows of their own actions rise to haunt their waking and sleeping hours. The comfort of darkness, which once concealed their plots, now amplifies their fear, making every tick of the clock a reminder of their impending reckoning and the fragile foundation upon which their wickedness was built. Their peace is shattered, their sleep a distant memory, replaced by the gnawing dread of what the dawning day will reveal, a potent testimony to the immutable law of sowing and reaping. Amidst this internal turmoil that consumes their nights, a truth of profound spiritual power emerges. Your strength lies not in reaction, but in your very being. You do not need to lift a finger, utter a harsh word, or engage in any struggle, for your mere presence automatically exposes their mediocrity and illuminates the darkness they harbor. Like light-piercing shadow, your authentic essence, imbued with divine grace, reveals the superficiality of their masks and the hollowness of their claims. This radiant truth, not a weapon you wield, but an emanation of your spirit, becomes an unbearable mirror to their own perceived inadequacies. It is this stark contrast, this undeniable authenticity, that triggers their defensive instincts, compelling them to ally together, not out of genuine strength or shared vision, but purely to protect their fragile egos. Their alliance is a testament to their profound insecurity, a desperate attempt to collectively obscure the glaring truth of your elevated spirit against the backdrop of their own diminishing light. They bind themselves together in a wordless pact, seeking to dilute the power of your singular radiance by creating a false sense of collective might, hoping that sheer numbers might somehow overshadow the undeniable glow that is inherently yours. This defensive alliance, born from insecurity, reveals a deeper, more insidious truth about the nature of their animosity. They do not genuinely hate you as an individual, but rather they despise the profound truth they see manifested within you, a truth they cannot possess. What truly gnaws at them is their inability to resonate with or replicate your unique frequency, that divine wavelength of authenticity, purpose, and spiritual vitality that radiates effortlessly from your being. Their admiration, which perhaps once flickered as a genuine recognition of your gifts, has long since corrupted into a bitter cocktail of envy and resentment. It is this poisoned admiration that fuels their desperate desire to extinguish your light, not out of malice for who you are, but out of a perverse hope that by diminishing you, they might somehow feel better about themselves. In their twisted logic, if your brilliance can be dimmed, their own dimness will appear less stark, less painful. They seek to silence the melody they cannot sing, to eclipse the star they cannot reach, believing that by tearing down the truly anointed, they can elevate their own perceived status in a world where comparison has become their measuring stick of worth. This internal conflict, this simmering resentment born from their inability to possess your frequency, is further intensified by a profound and unspoken malady that plagues them, the torment of imposter syndrome. Deep within their hearts, beneath the layers of pretense and manufactured confidence, they know with chilling certainty that you are authentic, that your spiritual foundations are unshakable, and that your light is innate. Conversely, they are acutely aware of their own artifice, their carefully constructed facades, and the hollowness that lies beneath their outward displays of power or righteousness. Your very existence, therefore, becomes a constant living threat to the elaborate masks they wear, the roles they play to deceive both themselves and others. Every genuine step you take, every word spoken from a place of truth, every act of grace you extend serves to chip away at their meticulously crafted illusions, exposing the fragile veneer of their self-worth. They live in perpetual fear of exposure, and your unadulterated reality is the most potent force against their carefully maintained charades, reminding them of the chasm between who they pretend to be and who they truly are. As your authenticity continues to shine inevitably, leading to divine elevation and new seasons of growth, a fresh wave of panic grips those who dwell in pretense. They witness you leveling up, ascending to higher planes of spiritual understanding, creative expression, and abundant opportunity. And they instinctively know, with a chilling certainty, that they lack the inner substance, the genuine connection, or the willingness to evolve necessary to follow. The fear of being left behind, of watching you soar, while they remain tethered to their own limitations in stagnant ways, becomes an unbearable weight. This profound insecurity, combined with their inability to ascend with you, manifests as a desperate and insidious attempt to pull you back down. Like crabs in a bucket, they believe that by dragging you into their cesspool of mediocrity and doubt, they can alleviate their own feelings of inadequacy and prevent the stark contrast of your success from highlighting their failures. Their actions are not a testament to your weakness, but to their own profound fear of your inevitable advancement, a frantic lashing out born of the terror of irrelevance as they witness the widening gulf between your destined path and their self-imposed stagnation. A profound shift has taken place in the very fabric of their interactions with you, a palpable tension now residing where once there might have been feigned camaraderie or subtle contempt. It is no longer possible for them to meet your gaze directly. Their eyes, once perhaps bold in their malice, now dart away, constantly shifting, unable to anchor themselves in the light of your unwavering presence. This uncomfortable avoidance, this visual dance of evasion, is not merely a sign of awkwardness. It is the outward manifestation of an inner turmoil, a conscience gnawing at their souls, accusing them in the silent language of the Spirit. Your mere proximity, your calm and confident demeanor becomes an unbearable mirror reflecting their own hypocrisy and the vile intentions they harbored against you. They cannot look you in the eye because the purity of your spirit convicts the impurity of theirs, and the truth of your anointing burns through the layers of their deceit. In every meeting, in every casual encounter, a heavy, unspoken atmosphere descends, born from their desperate attempt to hide their guilt, yet revealed precisely through their shifty glances in the palpable tension that radiates from their convicted spirits. This visible discomfort is God's signature, marking the beginning of their internal reckoning as the weight of their own actions presses down upon them, making the simple act of eye contact an agonizing revelation of their treachery. This internal fracture, this agonizing battle within their own consciences that prevents them from meeting your gaze, inevitably manifests outwardly as their carefully constructed narratives begin to unravel. What was once a unified front of falsehood, a seamless tapestry of slander woven to ensnare you, now splinters into a cacophony of conflicting accounts. You will begin to hear disparate versions of the same story, inconsistent details, and contradictory statements from different sources, each testifying to the disintegration of their shared lie. This is the divine Tower of Babel effect, taking hold as the unity of their wicked counsel is systematically confused and scattered by the hand of God. Their initial agreement, born of malice and envy, now dissolves under the pressure of their individual guilt and mounting suspicion towards one another. The very foundation of their malicious pact, built on a shaky ground of deception, is now being shaken, exposing the cracks and fissures in their alliance. Each differing story is a thread pulled from their web of lies, and with every contradictory whisper, you witness the rapid, irreversible tearing apart of the fabric of their conspiracy, revealing the naked truth beneath their artifice. As their web of deceit tears apart and their internal harmony collapses, so too do the superficial bonds they once held, particularly those predicated on shared negativity concerning you. The erstwhile constant stream of messages, the daily check-ins, the seemingly indispensable presence of certain individuals in your digital sphere now ceases abruptly. The phone, once alive with their chatter and updates, falls silent. This sudden, inexplicable disappearance is not a random occurrence, nor is it a mere cessation of communication. It is a direct and undeniable consequence of the law of cause and effect asserting its divine authority. The curses they cast, the energy they expended in plotting your downfall, and the negativity they directed your way have rebounded upon them with sevenfold intensity, manifesting as personal crises and inescapable challenges in their own lives. They are no longer consumed with observing or harming you because they are now overwhelmed, busy grappling with the intricate and painful repercussions of their own wickedness. Their silence is a testament to their preoccupation, a clear sign that divine justice has begun to operate, forcing them to confront the chaos they themselves unleashed, shifting their focus from external attack to internal, often public, turmoil. Concomitant with the vanishing act of those who once sought to diminish you, a profound and liberating transformation occurs in the very atmosphere around you. Where once you might have felt an almost suffocating density, a spiritual weight pressing down upon you, the moment you entered a space, that oppressive burden has inexplicably lifted. This sudden, palpable feeling of lightness is not imagined. It is a tangible manifestation of divine cleansing, a spiritual detox where the lingering residue of their negative energy, their ill wishes, and their collective dark intentions has been swept away. The spiritual air, once thick with their envy and malice, is now purified, allowing you to breathe freely, unencumbered by their psychic attacks. This sensation of release, of an invisible weight being lifted from your shoulders, and the very fabric of your surroundings, is God's unmistakable sign that the little foxes of hypocrisy have been removed from your vineyard. The path is being cleared. The energetic field around you is being recalibrated to support your highest good, and the environment is now attuned to the flourishing season of harvest God has ordained for you, making every space you enter a sanctuary of peace. This profound atmospheric shift, this divine cleansing of the air, has a cascading effect, extending beyond the immediate removal of your detractors to touch the hearts and minds of those who were once swayed by their insidious whispers and false narratives. The very individuals who in their ignorance or susceptibility absorb the bad words spoken against you will now find themselves compelled by an unseen force to reevaluate their perceptions and actions. This is not a process you initiate. It is an automatic, divinely orchestrated public vindication. People who once judged you based on lies will approach you not necessarily with grand apologies, but with a noticeable change in their attitude, a newfound respect, or a subtle, yet undeniable desire to make amends. Some will apologize directly, their words a clear acknowledgement of their past misjudgment. Others will demonstrate their changed hearts through actions shifting from indifference or subtle disdain to support and warmth. This is God actively restoring your honor openly, declaring your innocence, and dismantling the isolation they meticulously crafted around you, proving that truth like light ultimately prevails. Their change of heart and behavior serves as a public testimony to the divine justice at work, showcasing that God Himself is fighting your battles and clearing your name in the eyes of the world. Even as the winds of public vindication sweep through your life, meticulously clearing your name and restoring your honor in the eyes of those who once doubted, there is a profound underlying truth to the trials you have faced. What felt like direct assaults, personal betrayals, and targeted calumnies were in a deeper sense meticulously orchestrated illusions. Their fervent attacks intended to wound and diminish in reality struck a decoy that God Himself had strategically placed a divine shield that absorbed the brunt of their malice. While they believed they were launching missiles directly at your essence, you were all along cradled and completely hidden by God in an inviolable sanctuary, a sacred space where their venom could not penetrate. This divine strategy allowed their true nature to be unveiled, their iniquity to overflow, and their schemes to consume their own energies, all while your authentic self, your destiny and your spirit remained untouched, protected, and preparing for the unprecedented harvest ahead. Their misguided focus on the illusionary target ensured that the true vessel of God's purpose continued its journey shielded and poised for greatness, demonstrating the unfathomable wisdom of a God who protects His anointed even in the heart of the storm. In light of this miraculous hidden protection, your role in this unfolding drama transcends the urge for retaliation or even active defense. The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 8, offers a profound assurance and a singular directive. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. This isn't a call to gloat, but an invitation to witness the majestic unfolding of divine justice from a place of serene detachment and unshakable faith. Your duty is not to descend into the fray, to engage in the battle they so desperately tried to ignite, but simply to observe, to behold God's perfect justice coming to fruition. The burden of fighting, of defending your name, of seeking retribution, has been entirely lifted from your shoulders, replaced by the sacred privilege of watching God meticulously settle every score. This witnessing is a testament to your trust, a deep affirmation that the God who hides you is also the God who avenges you, ensuring that every seed of wickedness sown will yield its inevitable harvest, and you, His beloved, will be an honored spectator to His righteous decree. This sublime position of witnessing rather than warring is made possible by the impenetrable covering that envelops you, a grace so profound and potent that it acts as a spiritual Teflon armor. Every piece of mud, every vicious slander, Every calculated lie they hurled with such venom and intent to tarnish your image and reputation slides effortlessly off without leaving even the slightest mark. Imagine the insidious whispers and the venomous words meant to cling and stain, simply repelled by an invisible force unable to penetrate the divine shield of grace that surrounds you. This is not merely resilience, it is a supernatural imperviousness, a testament to your pure spirit and the unblemished favor of God upon your life. While others might crumble under such relentless assault, internalizing the negativity and allowing it to corrode their peace, you remain untouched, your spirit vibrant, your integrity shining brighter in contrast to their darkness. This armor ensures that their efforts to defile you ultimately serve only to expose their own corruption, leaving you gleaming clean and utterly untouched by their despair. Beyond the passive deflection of grace, there is an active, formidable defense established around you, a testament to God's zealous protection for His anointed. The book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 5, paints a vivid, awe-inspiring picture of this divine boundary, declaring, "I will be a wall of fire all around her." This isn't a metaphor for distant protection. It signifies an immediate consuming barrier that guards your very existence. Anyone, absolutely anyone, who dares to attempt crossing this sacred perimeter with malicious intent, seeking to inflict harm upon you, will not merely be repelled, but will be burned by their own wickedness. Their evil intentions become the fuel for their own destruction, their harmful desires igniting the very fire that consumes them. This wall of fire acts as both an impenetrable shield for you and an active retribution for your enemies, ensuring that their schemes boomerang back with scorching intensity. This promise instills an unshakable confidence, a profound peace, in knowing that your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being is not merely guarded, but actively defended by the consuming fire of God's justice, making you truly invulnerable to all who seek your downfall. When this divine wall of fire has done its work, and God in His perfect timing illuminates their hidden deeds, exposing their true faces to the light, your response must be one of profound, unwavering silence. The natural human inclination might be to confront, to demand explanations, or to express the justifiable anger and hurt they caused. Yet this path would only serve to diminish the powers of God's vindication. Resist the urge to call to text, to engage in any form of direct confrontation. Your silence at this pivotal moment is not a sign of weakness. It is, in fact, the heaviest and most potent psychological punishment they can endure. By denying them your reaction, your validation, or the satisfaction of seeing you affected, you force them to confront the stark reality of their own actions in the solitude of their guilt and shame. This quiet strength preserves your peace, reinforces your detachment from their toxic energy, and allows the full weight of divine justice to settle upon them without your interference. Your eloquent silence speaks volumes, declaring that their presence and their actions no longer hold any sway over your life, leaving them to contend with the searing consequences of their choices, unaided by your emotional input. Following the divine instruction of silence, there may arise unavoidable instances where physical presence in their company becomes necessary. In such rare and often uncomfortable situations, a potent strategy emerges to shield your energy and maintain your inner sanctuary, the Gray Rock Rule. This method is a sophisticated defense mechanism designed not for confrontation, but for your profound emotional and spiritual preservation. It ensures that even when physically proximate, you remain energetically distant, severing their access to the very fuel they crave. When divine intervention brings their hidden deeds to light, and you are called to exist in the same space as those who sought your harm, perhaps in a professional setting or a chance encounter, your greatest weapon is not words, but an absence of reaction. The Gray Rock Rule dictates that you present yourself as utterly uninteresting, dull, and emotionally unresponsive, much like an inert stone. This deliberate act of emotional neutrality starves them of the attention drama and emotional responses they thrive upon, effectively cutting off their energy source. They are predators seeking a reaction, an emotional hook to re-engage with your vitality. By offering nothing but a bland, unstimulating facade, you render yourself invisible to their manipulative gaze. This is not about being rude or aggressive. It is about self-preservation, a silent declaration that their antics no longer impact you. Imagine their confusion as their usual provocations fall flat, met with polite but detached replies, devoid of anger, fear, or even curiosity. Your steadfast calm, your refusal to be drawn into their chaos, creates a profound psychological impact, leaving them frustrated and ultimately disengaged as they find no fertile ground for their toxicity. This strategy protects your peace and ensures that even in their presence, your spirit remains unperturbed, reflecting the invulnerability God has already bestowed upon you. While maintaining emotional distance in their presence is vital, true liberation extends beyond mere physical encounters. A subtle yet insidious trap often lies in the desire for information, the urge to know what they are doing, how their lives are unfolding, or if they are suffering the consequences of their actions. This seemingly innocuous curiosity, however, is far from harmless. It acts as an invisible energetic cord, subtly reconnecting you to the very toxicity from which you are striving to break free. To truly heal and advance, you must consciously sever this insidious link and cultivate an unwavering energetic distance. Resisting the allure of curiosity is a crucial step in cementing your freedom. Even a fleeting thought, a casual glance at social media, or an inquiry through a mutual acquaintance about their current circumstances can serve as an invisible tether, draining your precious energy and pulling you back into the negative orbit you have worked so hard to escape. Your spiritual and emotional well-being is a sacred garden, and curiosity about their lives is like leaving the gate open for weeds to creep back in. By indulging in the desire for updates, you inadvertently create a channel for their stagnant energy to re-enter your field, hindering your progress and delaying your complete healing. Maintaining energetic distance means a complete detachment, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally from their narratives and fates. It signifies a profound shift in focus, redirecting all your mental and emotional resources inward towards your own growth, your divine path, and the abundant future God has laid before you. This deliberate disengagement is an act of self-love, a powerful declaration that their story is no longer intertwined with yours allowing your spirit to fully expand and flourish without the suffocating weight of their past influence. Your journey forward demands your full attention, leaving no room for backward glances or lingering attachments to what has been divinely closed off. The preceding actions of silence, emotional neutrality, and energetic detachment are not merely defensive tactics. They are integral parts of a larger divinely orchestrated transformation. Understand that this season of betrayal and subsequent disengagement is not a punishment, but a precise surgical act by God. He is not merely ending a toxic chapter. He is decisively closing a door of relationship that was obstructing your path to unveil a magnificent door of destiny, purpose, and unparalleled opportunities. Your true calling now is to fix your gaze firmly upon this open door, refusing to cast even a fleeting glance back at the ashes of what once was. The closure of these toxic relationships, though painful in its process, is an unmistakable sign of God's active hand guiding you toward your highest good. These individuals, through their actions, inadvertently became instruments in God's grand design, their betrayal serving as the very catalyst needed for a necessary sifting. God, in His infinite wisdom, knew that the weight of their negativity, the drain of their jealousy, and the impediment of their schemes would prevent you from fully stepping into the glorious destiny He had prepared. Therefore, He has moved with precision, shutting the door on that old season, on those old connections, to clear the path entirely. This is a moment of profound spiritual discernment, where you recognize that the end of one chapter is merely the glorious beginning of another. To linger to mourn the loss of what was never truly for your good, or to obsess over the what-ifs of the past, is to deny the grace of the new beginning. You are being called to focus your entire being on the open door, on the new relationships, the new opportunities, and the elevated purpose that awaits you. Do not look back at the ashes of what God has purposefully burned away for your protection and advancement, for they hold no warmth, no life, only the residue of what had to be purged for your destiny to unfold unhindered. Your future is bright, and it demands your full, unwavering attention forward. As you stand at the threshold of this new beginning, with a fresh perspective and renewed energy, the human spirit may still wrestle with lingering feelings of injustice or a secret desire for their visible downfall. Yet the divine wisdom, as etched in the epistle to the Romans, chapter 12, verse 19, offers a profound and liberating directive. Beloved, do not avenge yourselves. Vengeance is mine, I will repay. Let God finish the work. This is not an instruction for passive acceptance of wrong, but a powerful call to surrender, to relinquish the heavy burden of retribution, and to trust in the perfect, unimpeachable justice of the Almighty. Embracing this sacred counsel is perhaps one of the most transformative acts on your healing journey. The natural inclination of the human heart, when deeply wounded, is to seek justice, to witness the punishment of those who inflicted pain. However, personal vengeance, no matter how justified it may feel, only serves to perpetuate a cycle of bitterness, keeping you emotionally entangled with your offenders. God, in His infinite sovereignty, assures us that vengeance is not a task for mortal hands. His justice is perfect, comprehensive, and far-reaching, reaching into realms and consequences that human retribution could never achieve. By surrendering your desire for personal repayment, you are not absolving them of their wrongdoings. Rather, you are entrusting their fate and the restoration of your own honor to the only one truly capable of righteous judgment. This act of relinquishment liberates your spirit from the corrosive chains of resentment and anger, allowing you to walk forward unburdened. It is a profound declaration of faith that God sees, God knows, and God will act not according to human timelines or expectations, but according to His divine and perfect will. Allow Him to finish the work He has begun for. His repayment is always just, always complete, and always brings ultimate vindication to His anointed. Your role is simply to trust and to live in the freedom that only this surrender can provide. In an act that transcends all human understanding of justice and forgiveness, you are now called to ascend to the pinnacle of spiritual maturity. After allowing God to exact His vengeance, after releasing the burden of retribution, you are invited to perform an action so profoundly liberating that it seals your freedom from bitterness to pray blessings over those who sought your harm. This is not an act of naive reconciliation, nor is it an invitation for them to return to your life. It is instead the ultimate act of self-emancipation, a powerful declaration that your spirit is unbound by their past transgressions. To pray blessings over your former adversaries is to engage in spiritual warfare of the highest order, turning the tables on every expectation of earthly retaliation. This radical act of grace is primarily for your healing, for your liberation from the lingering poison of resentment and bitterness that might otherwise fester within your soul. When you bless those who cursed you, you are not endorsing their actions or wishing for their prosperity in a way that harms you. Rather, you are aligning your heart with divine love, recognizing that ultimately all souls are in need of God's grace. This profound act releases you from the prison of unforgiveness, preventing their evil from casting a long, dark shadow over your future. It's a statement of spiritual sovereignty, asserting that their negative influence holds no power over your capacity to love, to be gracious, and to live in peace. This is the peak of victory, a testament to the transformative power of God within you, demonstrating that you have moved beyond victimhood into a place of profound strength and compassion. It seals your deliverance from the cycle of hatred and propels you into a new dimension of spiritual freedom, ensuring that you enter your season of destiny with a pure heart, unencumbered by the emotional baggage of past wounds. This blessing is the final potent severing of any energetic ties that might remain, allowing you to walk away completely free. Having released the heavy chains of bitterness and having extended the grace of prayer to those who caused you pain, you now stand at a crucial crossroads. The energy that was once consumed by hurt, by endless rumination over their actions, by the emotional labor of processing betrayal, is not meant to simply dissipate into the ether. It is a potent God-given force that must be consciously reclaimed and strategically redirected. This is not merely about moving on. It is about actively taking ownership of your spiritual and emotional capital and reinvesting it into the very foundations of your being, thereby building an unshakable empire designed for your divine destiny. Imagine the vast reserves of strength, focus, and time that were previously siphoned off by the drama and toxicity of that relationship. Now, that precious resource becomes a powerful current flowing directly into your personal growth. You are called to channel this revitalized energy into fortifying your health, treating your body as the temple it is, through intentional nourishment, restorative rest, and invigorating movement. Simultaneously, pour this reclaimed essence into cultivating wisdom, seeking knowledge, deepening your spiritual understanding, and honing the discernment that recent trials have already sharpened. And just as vital, allow this freed-up energy to meticulously build your financial future, transforming potential scarcity into abundant provision, aligning your resources with your higher calling. This holistic reinvestment is how you transform past wounds into future foundations, building a life that not only thrives, but radiates the very essence of God's restorative power, ensuring that every ounce of your being is aligned with the magnificent purpose He has for you. The intense crucible of betrayal while leaving scars has also forged within you an invaluable spiritual gift. Your discernment muscles are now stronger than they have ever been, ensuring that you will never again be deceived in the same manner. This profound transformation isn't born from cynicism, but from a divine sharpening of your spiritual senses and enhanced capacity to perceive the subtle nuances of truth and deception. Where once you might have overlooked red flags, dismissed uneasy feelings, or accepted surface-level presentations, your spirit has now been recalibrated to detect energetic inconsistencies and underlying motives with unparalleled clarity. This painful experience has served as the most potent training, equipping you with an internal radar that instinctively recognizes manipulation, insincerity, and the veiled intentions of others. You have gained wisdom that transcends intellectual understanding, a deep knowing that resonates from your very core. This newfound discernment acts as a powerful shield, protecting you from future snares and ensuring that your heart, once vulnerable, is now guarded by divine insight. No longer will you be easily swayed by smooth words or feigned loyalty. Your spirit will now immediately register the authentic from the artificial, the genuinely aligned from the opportunistically attached. This heightened sensitivity is a testament to the fact that God allows certain experiences not to break you, but to build you into an unshakable force equipped to navigate the complexities of your anointing with unwavering spiritual intelligence and integrity, forever safeguarding your path from the shadows of deceit. As the toxic relationships recede and the necessary sifting takes place, a natural void may initially be felt, a space where companionship once was, however, flawed. Yet this emptiness is not a deficit to lament, but a sacred, divinely cleared space meticulously reserved for the faithful teammates who are now being strategically sent by God to prepare for your new tribe. The departure of those who betrayed you was not merely an ending, but an intentional act of divine architecture, creating room for what is truly aligned with your higher purpose. Imagine a canvas being wiped clean, not to remain barren, but to receive a masterpiece. This void is that canvas awaiting the strokes of divine connection. These faithful teammates are not just casual acquaintances or temporary allies. They are divinely appointed individuals, characterized by unwavering loyalty, shared vision, genuine integrity, and a profound commitment to collective advancement. They are the spiritual family, the strategic partners, and the kingdom builders who will walk alongside you with unwavering support and mutual respect. God is actively orchestrating their entry into your life, bringing together souls whose spirits resonate with yours, whose hearts beat in rhythm with your destiny. This new tribe is a testament to God's restorative power, transforming isolation into authentic communion and turning past betrayals into the very catalyst for establishing unbreakable bonds of true fellowship and purpose-driven alliance. They will be the pillars of strength and encouragement, the trusted confidants and co-laborers necessary for the vastness of the empire you are destined to build. Beyond the immediate experience of personal healing and the formation of a new trustworthy tribe, your journey through this profound betrayal holds an even deeper, more far-reaching significance. You are chosen to break the very cycle of betrayal in your lineage. This isn't just about your individual experience. It's about a spiritual inheritance, a pattern of broken trust and fractured relationships that may have silently woven itself through the fabric of your family's history for generations. You are the chosen vessel, the generational breaker positioned at this pivotal moment to confront, transcend, and ultimately heal this ancestral wound. How you choose to navigate this crucible, not with bitterness or retaliation, but with forgiveness, grace, and unwavering trust in divine justice, will send ripples through time, altering the spiritual DNA of your descendants. Your steadfastness in the face of treachery, your refusal to succumb to the same destructive patterns, creates a new template for loyalty, integrity, and healthy relationship dynamics that will flow through your bloodline. Your victory becomes their inheritance, breaking the chains of recurring pain and establishing a legacy of trust and spiritual fortitude for those who will come after you. This act of spiritual courage ensures that your children and your children's children will be spared from reliving the same painful cycles, allowing them to build their lives on foundations of trust and genuine connection, unburdened by the echoes of past betrayals. You are not just overcoming for yourself. You are a beacon of generational healing, a testament to God's redemptive power working through your life to mend what was broken across generations. As you courageously break the chains of generational betrayal and lay a new foundation of trust for your lineage, a profound manifestation of divine justice is already at play. This sacred act of spiritual courage ushers in a season of unparalleled vindication where your honor, once assailed by malicious whispers and concerted attacks, will be publicly restored and magnified. The words of the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5, resonate with prophetic power, declaring that God Himself will prepare a table for you right in front of them, a majestic feast of blessings and recognition. This is not a hidden victory, but an open display of divine favor, an undeniable testament to your unyielding spirit and God's unwavering faithfulness. Imagine the scene: those who conspired against you, who sought to diminish your light and assassinate your character, will be compelled to witness your triumphant elevation, your spirit shining brightly with an intensity they tried in vain to extinguish. Their attempts to isolate you will only serve to highlight the divine hand that has set you apart, preparing a platform for your truth to resound and your integrity to be unequivocally affirmed. This table laden with honor and grace represents not just restoration, but a superabundant overflow, a public declaration that you are indeed the anointed one, divinely protected and destined for greatness, leaving your detractors with no recourse but to behold the glory radiating from your divinely appointed place. This is God's grand unveiling, a moment where every false accusation crumbles and your true identity, refined by fire, emerges with an irrefutable brilliance that silences all opposition and rewrites your narrative for all to see. And as the divine table is set, symbolizing a public restoration of your honor, understand that this vindication extends beyond mere reputation. It directly translates into tangible blessings in every sphere of your life. The financial opportunities that were maliciously blocked, the doors that were intentionally slammed shut by those consumed by envy and fear, are now poised to swing open with an unprecedented force flowing into your life like a mighty, unstoppable flood. Their attempts to stifle your progress, to sever your access to resources and partnerships, were never truly successful, for God always holds the master key to your destiny. In this new season, the very pathways they tried to obstruct will become avenues for abundant provision, releasing a cascade of financial breakthroughs, unexpected opportunities, and strategic connections that will propel your vision forward. These are not merely compensatory gains, but a divine acceleration, a sevenfold return on every seed of injustice sown against you. New ventures will materialize. Existing endeavors will flourish beyond imagination, and the resources required to build the empire God has ordained for you will be supernaturally released. You will witness the dismantling of every financial blockade, every subtle sabotage, as divine favor attracts wealth, wisdom, and partnerships aligned with your highest purpose. This influx of resources is not just for your personal comfort, but for the amplification of your divine mandate, empowering you to impact the world with the fullness of your gifts, unhindered by the scarcity tactics of the past. It is a powerful demonstration that what they intended for harm, God has indeed turned for your profound good, ensuring that your financial landscape reflects the overflowing grace upon your life. Beyond the tangible blessings of vindication and financial release, one of the most profound and immediate transformations you will experience is a radical restoration of your well-being. For too long, the presence of these energy vampires, with their constant negativity, insidious schemes, and draining emotional demands, has subtly chipped away at your vitality, leaving you feeling fatigued, burdened, and perhaps even spiritually depleted. But now, as divine justice clears your path and God orchestrates their departure, you will feel an unmistakable lightness, a profound sense of liberation that washes over your entire being. Like a heavy cloak shed after a long journey, the suffocating pressure of their influence will lift, allowing you to breathe deeply again. Your health, which may have subtly suffered under the weight of their toxicity, will begin to revive with remarkable speed. You will awaken each day with renewed vigor, a fresh surge of physical energy, and a vibrant mental clarity that was previously obscured by their chaotic presence. The emotional and spiritual wounds inflicted by their betrayal will mend not just superficially, but from the deepest core of your being, as the healing balm of God's peace permeates every cell. This is a season of rejuvenation where your spirit will soar, unburdened. Your mind will be sharp and focused, and your physical body will reflect the vibrant, untainted life force that is your divine inheritance. Embrace this newfound vitality, for it is a precious gift, allowing you to reinvest in yourself, nurture your soul, and fully step into the radiant, flourishing future God has meticulously prepared for you, unencumbered by the lingering shadows of their draining presence. In this magnificent tapestry of restoration, where your honor is publicly vindicated, financial floodgates open, and your health is profoundly revived, there lies a final pivotal act of spiritual mastery that transcends mere personal gain. The book of Job, chapter 42, verse 10, stands as an eternal beacon of this ultimate truth, reminding us that the Lord restored Job's losses when he prayed for his friends. This profound scripture offers not just comfort, but a powerful prophetic blueprint for your own completion of this arduous journey. As you stand in the fullness of God's restorative power, having witnessed His justice unfold and His blessings abound, you are called to an act of radical grace, to pray blessings over those who sought your harm. This is not an act of weakness, nor is it an invitation for them to return to your life. Rather, it is the highest form of spiritual liberation for yourself, the pinnacle of victory that frees you completely from the lingering tendrils of bitterness and resentment. By choosing to bless them, even from a distance, you fully sever any remaining energetic cords, solidifying your freedom and ensuring that their past actions no longer hold any power over your future emotional or spiritual landscape. This act of intercession becomes the final seal on your healing, demonstrating a heart truly aligned with divine love and forgiveness. It signifies that you have not only survived their betrayal, but have been transformed by it, emerging with a compassionate strength that mirrors God's own grace. And as you offer these blessings, you unlock an even deeper measure of God's favor for yourself, mirroring Job's story, where his greatest restoration and double portion came after his selfless prayer. This is the ultimate testament to your journey, not just receiving restoration, but becoming an agent of grace, embodying the very healing power you have received and setting a precedent of profound spiritual freedom for all generations to come. It is time to shed the narrative of victimhood, dear one. What once felt like a malicious plot designed to bring you down was in truth a divine unveiling, an exposure that reveals not your weakness, but your inherent strength. Embrace this profound shift in perspective, for the shadows have receded, revealing the path forward with startling clarity. You stand now not as one ensnared, but as a triumphant survivor illuminated by the very truth that was meant to conceal you. Affirm this newfound position, for it is your sacred ground, a testament to your unyielding spirit and the light that shines within you, brighter than any darkness could ever extinguish. Having stepped into this powerful understanding today marks a pivotal moment, a sacred turning point where the weight of past burdens dissipates like morning mist. With a heart cleansed and spirit rekindled, I rise to claim my rightful place, standing firm on the unshakable authority bestowed upon me as the chosen one. This is not a mere wish, but a definitive declaration of absolute liberation. Every chain seen and unseen that sought to bind my spirit is now broken, dissolving under the divine mandate that courses through my very being. I am free, truly and irrevocably free, to walk in the fullness of my purpose without hindrance. From this place of profound freedom, my voice resonates with a divine power that transcends earthly limitations. I stand as a sovereign being empowered to dismantle every insidious pact, every silent agreement, and every unholy alliance that was ever forged against my peace, my prosperity, or my purpose. With unwavering conviction, I declare these dark agreements canceled and nullified, stripped of their power, and rendered utterly ineffective, not in due time, but immediately at this very instant. The spiritual ground beneath my feet is now clear free from any lingering shadows of conspiracy, allowing me to move forward unencumbered. Furthermore, in this sacred act of reclamation, I consciously and deliberately sever every spiritual chain that has bound me to those who betrayed my trust and fractured my peace. These energetic tethers, born of deceit and disillusionment, no longer hold any sway over my soul or my journey. With purposeful intention, I gather every fragment of negative energy, every residual sting of their actions, and lovingly yet firmly return it to its original source. This is not an act of vengeance, but a profound release, ensuring my spirit is now untangled, pure, and unburdened, ready to receive only what serves my highest good. With these declarations made and these chains broken, I now open my heart and spirit fully to receive the bountiful blessings from on high. I accept with profound gratitude the vindication that heaven bestows upon me, clearing my name and affirming my truth in the eyes of the divine. Simultaneously, I embrace unwavering protection, a celestial shield against all future harm and malice, enveloping me in an impenetrable grace. And in this season of rebirth, I anticipate and welcome divine promotion, knowing that every challenge has paved the way for unprecedented elevation and purpose in my life, guided by a hand far greater than my own. With celestial blessings now firmly woven into the fabric of my being, a profound clarity has descended upon me. My eyes, once clouded by the dust of deception and the shadows of doubt, are now wide open, perceiving truths that were previously hidden, offering a wisdom that transcends earthly understanding. Simultaneously, a tranquil serenity has settled within my very core, ensuring my heart is at an unshakable peace, unperturbed by past wounds or future uncertainties. And with every step I take, my feet walk in an undeniable victory, guided by a divine compass, forging a path illuminated by grace and purpose, knowing I am led by a higher power towards an extraordinary destiny. This profound realization, this anointing of divine protection and clarity, is not meant for me alone. It is a truth that resonates with all who have faced adversity and found their strength in the divine. If this message speaks to your soul, if you too feel this surge of invincible strength, I invite you to affirm it publicly. Leave a comment below declaring, "I am untouchable, God is my shield," and seal this truth with your national flag, symbolizing your unwavering faith and the divine protection that encompasses you, forging a collective declaration of spiritual invincibility against all odds. And as we stand together, shielded by divine grace, let us extend this beacon of hope to others who are still navigating their own storms. There are countless souls besieged by relentless rumors, isolated by misunderstanding and feeling utterly alone in their battles. Share this video with them for it carries a profound message of comfort and empowerment. They are not abandoned. Let them know through your act of compassion that God is actively fighting for them, that divine intervention is real, and that even in their darkest hours, they are held protected and destined for triumph. Beyond merely sharing, I invite you to become an integral part of this burgeoning community, a sanctuary for kindred spirits who are committed to discerning the authentic truth and walking fearlessly in its light. By simply liking this video and subscribing to our channel, you join a fellowship of individuals dedicated to spiritual discernment, healing, and growth. Here we uplift one another, share insights, and collectively step into a brighter, more illuminated future, leaving the shadows of deception behind and embracing the transformative power of divine understanding and communal support. For those who have walked through the crucible of loss and felt the crushing weight of what was taken, I bring forth a profound, comforting promise straight from the heart of the divine. What you perceived as a loss was in fact a necessary shedding of a burden. It was a weight that hindered your true ascent, a disguise for something far less than your worth. Now prepare yourself, for what you are about to gain back is not merely restitution, but a magnificent crown. This is the sacred promise for you, a symbol of royalty, resilience, and divine favor, signifying your true value and destiny. And now, warrior, having claimed your rightful crown and embraced the fullness of your divine destiny, the moment has arrived to fully step into the glorious light that has patiently awaited you. The suffocating shadows of deceit and manipulation, which once sought to obscure your path, have unequivocally dissipated, scattered by the dawn of your awakened truth. No longer shall you navigate through the dimness of uncertainty, nor feel the chilling grip of hidden agendas. Your spirit is illuminated, your path clear, and the radiant energy of your authentic self now shines unhindered. This is not merely an emergence, it is a profound declaration of your sovereign being, an undeniable testament to the victory you have secured over every lingering vestige of the past's gloom. As you bask in this newfound clarity, understand that the exposure of one foundational truth is not an isolated event. Rather, it is the first ripple in a magnificent cascade designed to trigger a powerful domino effect of other revelations. Be prepared, dear one, for the veil is thinning, and what was once hidden in the deepest recesses is now destined to be brought forth into the light. This unfolding is a divine orchestration, revealing layer upon layer of authenticity, shattering illusions, and bringing undeniable clarity to every corner of your life and relationships. Embrace this process with an open heart and a discerning spirit, for it is through this continuous unveiling that you will gain an even deeper understanding of your journey and the true nature of those around you. As these truths emerge and the landscape of your reality shifts, there may be those who, confronted by the undeniable light, attempt to offer conciliatory gestures or surface-level apologies. Understand, however, that genuine healing and true reconciliation are rooted in profound transformation, not hollow words. Do not accept fake apologies that lack the substance of real, demonstrable change. Your journey has taught you the invaluable lesson of discernment. Therefore, do not compromise your newly established peace or your sacred boundaries by trusting mere pronouncements. Instead, steadfastly observe and trust only actions, for it is through consistent, visible transformation that true remorse and a desire for genuine restoration are authentically revealed. While such discernment is vital for your protection and peace, it is equally crucial, as the Book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 23, wisely advises, to keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. This means safeguarding your sensitivity, not allowing the pain of past betrayals or the need for vigilance to harden your compassionate spirit into impenetrable skepticism. Your heart is a sacred wellspring. Protect it fiercely, but permit it not to be encrusted by bitterness or cynicism. Maintain an open posture to true love and genuine connection, even as you hold firm to your wisdom and boundaries, for the essence of your being is meant to radiate grace, not defensiveness. It is this very balance of strength and grace, this radiant dignity maintained through every storm and every revelation, that commands a unique form of respect even from those who once sought your downfall. Your unwavering resilience, your steadfast commitment to truth, and your refusal to be diminished have become a powerful testament to your spirit's unyielding nature. This respect of the enemy is not born of admiration, but of their undeniable realization that you cannot be broken, that your inner light outshines their darkest machinations. You have emerged from the crucible not only intact, but incandescent, a beacon of strength that no adversary can truly extinguish, a living embodiment of divine triumph. In this radiant triumph, a profound spiritual truth reveals itself. The path to your ultimate freedom lies in forgiveness. Understand that this act of releasing is not a gift to those who wronged you, but a sacred liberation for your own soul. They may remain ensnared by the dark chains of their own actions, an unresolved guilt trapped in a self-made prison of consequence. But you, dear warrior, possess the key to step beyond their confinement. Embrace the transformative power of forgiveness, not as condoning their deeds, but as an energetic severing, a conscious choice to disentangle your spirit from the bitter resentment that only serves to bind you. It is your declaration of self-ownership, freeing your heart to soar. With the chains of resentment broken and the prison doors flung open by your powerful act of forgiveness, you are now unburdened and free. The weight that once dragged at your feet, slowing your progress and dimming your spirit, has vanished entirely. Now, with every obstacle removed and your path cleared by divine intervention, you will experience an unprecedented acceleration. Your steps, once hesitant, will transform into the powerful strides of a gazelle racing forward with incredible speed and agility. This is a season of divine acceleration where you will reclaim lost time and outpace every former limitation, propelled by grace into your destined future with effortless momentum. As you surge forward with newfound speed and clarity, remember that the challenges you faced were not in vain. Every wound, every betrayal, every difficult lesson has honed your spiritual senses, sharpening your discernment to an extraordinary degree. This profound wisdom now serves as an internal compass, an unerring guide that allows you to identify wolves in sheep's clothing from the very first scent. No longer will manipulative intentions or disguised malice catch you unaware. Your heightened intuition, forged in fire, will protect you, ensuring that you navigate future interactions with an empowered and insightful spirit, choosing wisely who to trust and where to invest your precious energy. With this amplified discernment, the desire for personal retribution will fade, revealing a higher path. Your concept of revenge, however justifiable it may feel, is too small, too limited, when compared to the vast and perfect justice of God's correction. Understand that the divine order works in ways far grander and more precise than any human retaliation could ever achieve. There is no need for you to expend your precious energy on seeking vengeance. Instead, step aside, dear one, and simply stay out of the way, allowing the Creator of the universe to work on your behalf. Trust that divine justice is meticulous, absolute, and unfailing, ensuring that every wrong is corrected in perfect timing. As you release the need for personal retribution, you will discover a profound truth about your past. Memories are real, powerful echoes of what was, but the people inhabiting those memories have changed. It is crucial in this season of liberation not to regret the experiences or the lessons learned, but to consciously choose not to hold on to ghosts of former selves or relationships that no longer serve your highest good. Embrace the beautiful fragments of your history, yet understand that clinging to what once was, especially when the essence of those involved has shifted, can inadvertently tether you to a past that seeks to define rather than empower you. Allow yourself the grace to acknowledge the past without being bound by its shadows, fully accepting the present reality and moving forward with a heart free from the weight of what used to be. In this spirit of release and acceptance, you will realize that the most profound and impactful response to betrayal is not found in seeking justice or validation from those who wronged you, but in cultivating a life so brilliant and full that it stands as its own magnificent testament. Let your thriving be your loudest declaration, a vibrant narrative of resilience, joy, and purpose that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. This path is not about proving anything to anyone, but about honoring your own journey of healing and growth. By immersing yourself in a life rich with authentic experiences, deep connections, and personal fulfillment, you not only reclaim your power, but also demonstrate an unwavering commitment to your own happiness and well-being, transcending the past with grace and strength. As you commit to live in this brilliant and full life, radiating authenticity and peace, an incredible spiritual law will begin to manifest around you. You are now emitting the pure, unadulterated frequency of truth, a powerful vibration that resonates deeply within the spiritual realm. This inherent truthfulness, a byproduct of your inner alignment and healing, acts as a divine magnet. It will naturally and effortlessly attract truthful people into your orbit, individuals whose spirits align with yours, who value integrity, and who reflect the genuine light you now embody. Those who operate from a place of deceit or hidden agendas will find themselves repelled by your unwavering light, creating a sacred space around you where only genuine connections can flourish. Trust this divine filtering process, for it is safeguarding your energy and ushering in relationships built on solid foundations. Even as you attract these truthful souls, rest assured that the divine hand of protection remains steadfast against any lingering shadows. The ancient wisdom of Isaiah chapter 54 verse 15 stands as an eternal decree over your life, declaring with unshakable authority, "Indeed, they shall surely assemble, but not because of me. Whoever assembles against you shall fall for your sake." This is a powerful prophetic word for you, a shield against any attempts to conspire or rise against you. Let this truth anchor your spirit. No hostile gathering, no whispered plot, no envious alliance formed in the darkness can ever truly succeed when heaven fights on your behalf. Their efforts are futile, destined to crumble, for their very assembly against you will ultimately serve to solidify your divine protection and accelerate your triumph. There is a sacred season approaching, a divine intervention designed solely for your restoration. In the intricate tapestry of your journey, a thread of strategic invisibility is being woven not to diminish your light, but to amplify it in solitude. God, in His boundless wisdom and unfathomable love, is preparing a sanctuary for you, a hallowed space where the clamor of the world and the piercing gazes of others cannot reach. This isn't abandonment, but rather a profound act of divine protection, a sheltering embrace meant to nurture your spirit back to wholeness. Within this divinely ordained concealment, a magnificent healing awaits, ways you away from the prying eyes and the draining energies that have sought to diminish your spirit. Consider this period of strategic invisibility not as a retreat of weakness, but as a powerful deployment of divine grace, a time when the Almighty Himself draws a veil around you, shielding you from every malicious intent and every lingering wound. This protective shroud allows for a deep transformative healing process to unfold, unhindered, a sacred cocoon where every scar can fade, every pain can dissipate, and every fragmented piece of your being can be meticulously restored by the hand of the divine healer. It is a time for introspection without interruption, for spiritual nourishment without distraction, and for rebuilding your inner temple on foundations of unshakable faith and unconditional love. You will be hidden, not because you are weak, but because you are precious. Hidden so that your vulnerabilities can be addressed in secret, allowing you to emerge not merely healed, but fortified with an inner resilience that the world has never witnessed. This is your personal wilderness experience, where God speaks tenderly to your heart, revealing truths, pouring in peace, and equipping you with spiritual armor that will make you impervious to future assaults. Embrace this period of divine seclusion, for it is here in the quietude of God's hidden embrace that your truest strength is being forged, preparing you for a radiant unveiling when the time is perfect. Emerging from this period of sacred hiding, you are not merely recovering. You are undergoing a profound metamorphosis, a breathtaking transformation witnessed only by the heavens. Like the mythical phoenix rising gloriously from the very ashes of its past, you too are being reborn from the searing fires of betrayal. What once sought to destroy you has become the fuel for your magnificent ascent, igniting a brilliance within you that is destined to shine brighter than ever before. This is not just survival. It is a spectacular resurrection, a testament to the unyielding spirit within you, consecrated and empowered by divine love. You are stepping into a new season, stronger, more radiant, and utterly transformed by the crucible of your experiences. The ashes of betrayal, though painful and scarring in their immediate aftermath, are now serving as the fertile ground for your glorious rebirth. Each sting of disappointment, each wound inflicted by trust misplaced, has contributed not to your demise, but to the intricate design of your renewed strength. Just as the phoenix embraces the inferno to re-emerge in unparalleled splendor, You have walked through the flames of human failing and are now ascending divinely purified and undeniably powerful. Your strength is no longer merely physical or emotional. It is a spiritual fortitude honed by adversity and tempered by faith. This rebirth is not a return to who you were, but an evolution into who you were always meant to be, a being of profound wisdom, boundless compassion, and unwavering resilience. Your radiance is not superficial. It emanates from a deep wellspring of healing and divine grace, a beacon of hope for others who have also known the sting of betrayal. Embrace this new self, for it is a testament to the fact that even in your deepest wounds, God has worked a miracle, turning sorrow into strength and pain into an unparalleled, luminous glory. You are not just mending. You are becoming an entirely new creation, vibrant and invincible. It is often in our moments of deepest human disappointment, when the foundations we thought were solid crumble beneath us, that a divine hand gently guides us towards a truth far more profound. The betrayals and shortcomings of others, though acutely painful, serve a sacred purpose. They are the very catalysts that propel us directly into the absolute, unwavering, and boundless loving arms of God. In these vulnerable moments, stripped bare of all earthly illusions, we find ourselves yearning for a connection that transcends human frailty. This yearning is not left unanswered. It is precisely at this juncture that God's embrace becomes most tangible, most enveloping, and most healing, drawing us back into communion with the very source of all love and light. When human relationships falter, when trust is broken, and when our expectations of others are left unfulfilled, a profound disillusionment can set in. Yet within this very disappointment lies a divine invitation. It is in the absence of perfect human love that we are compelled to seek a love that is perfect, unwavering, and eternally steadfast. This journey, painful as it may seem, is a sacred redirect, pushing us beyond the limitations of mortal connections and into the infinite, compassionate embrace of the divine. God's arms are always open, always ready to receive, always ready to heal. This reconnection with the source is not merely a comfort. It is a powerful recalibration of our spirit, realigning us with divine truth, purpose, and unconditional acceptance. In His presence, the wounds of human betrayal begin to mend, replaced by an infusion of peace, clarity, and an unshakable sense of belonging. The disappointment, therefore, becomes a sacred pathway, a humbling yet ultimately liberating experience that guides us away from transient human affections and firmly into the eternal absolute love of our Creator, reminding us that true solace and perfect love can only be found in Him. This profound reconnection empowers your rebirth, grounding you in a love that can never be broken. With this profound reconnection to the divine source and your spectacular rebirth comes an unwavering assurance of ultimate victory and vindication. The sacred scriptures bear witness to the protective power of God, offering a powerful promise that resonates through the ages and echoes into your present reality. Let your heart be comforted and emboldened by the timeless declaration found in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 7. This isn't merely an ancient scripture. It is a living word, a prophetic decree spoken directly into your circumstances, guaranteeing that divine justice is already set in motion for you. It is a testament to God's faithfulness, promising that those who have risen against you will face an inevitable and decisive defeat. Deuteronomy 28:7 stands as an immutable pillar of divine promise, a sacred covenant of protection and triumph for those whom God cherishes. It unequivocally states, "The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before your face. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways." This isn't a mere suggestion. It is a divine decree, a powerful declaration of God's active intervention on your behalf. Imagine the sheer magnitude of this promise. Those who have plotted against you, who have sought your downfall, will not only be defeated, but will experience a routing so complete, so disorienting that their retreat will be fractured into myriad directions, showcasing the absolute power of God working for you. This victory will not be hidden. It will manifest before your face, a clear testament to divine justice and vindication. You will witness the Lord Himself fighting your battles, turning every adversary's scheme into their own confusion and ultimate demise. This promise serves as a potent balm for the wounded spirit and a powerful shield against future fear, assuring you that with God as your champion, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Rest in this prophetic truth, knowing that your season of strategic invisibility, rebirth, and divine reconnection culminates in an undeniable, God-orchestrated triumph over every opposing force. Your healing and strength are paving the way for a public demonstration of God's unwavering favor upon your life.